angles, the basic terminologies, that what are collinear, non-collinear points, angle, arms, vertex of anything. Then we studied what are the different kinds of angles. Acute angle is like less than 90 degrees, so range is 0 to 90. Then right angle is where the angle is equal to 90 degrees. Then obtuse is when the range is between 90 to 180, and straight is 180 angle, reflex is 180 to 360. And what is a complete angle? Complete angle is 360 degrees. Right, children? Then we studied complementary and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are basically the ones whose sum is equal to 90 degree, while supplementary angles, the sum is equals to 180 degree. Now, children often get confused that what was complementary, what was supplementary in their exams. So you can remember a trick for this. See, complementary and supplementary. See, so complementary, the sum is 90, and supplementary, the sum is 180. That's what I'm saying. Now, children, if you ever get confused, just look at this word. Can you see that C is smaller than S? Alphabetical order, if you look at, so C comes before S, right? And 90 comes before 180. So in this way also you can make a mnemonic for yourself that, okay, C is smaller than S. So C complementary angles is 90 and not 180. And S is larger than C, so supplementary is 180. Right? Like this also you can remember this thing. So complementary and supplementary, then we studied adjacent angles. So adjacent angles are basically when we have a common joining point of two or more than three rays, basically, not two rays, three rays when we have a common point, common joining point. So the two side-by-side angles that we have, they are called as adjacent angles. Now then we studied what is linear pair. So adjacent angles, when they're formed on a straight line, they are called linear pair. And the property of linear pair is that the sum of linear pair is 180 degrees. Then we studied vertically opposite angles. So whenever we have intersecting lines. Now what are intersecting lines? The lines which are crossing each other. If I have a line and another line bypasses it, cuts through the other line, not bypasses, cuts through the other line. So that's called intersecting line, right? And the angles that are formed on the intersecting line are called vertically opposite angles. So the opposite angles will be equal to one another, right? Vertically opposite are equal. Linear pair is 180 degrees. Complete angle is 360 degrees. Straight is 180. All of these points are important that you keep on revising. Next, we came to two axioms we studied. One of the axiom was, now both the axioms together form the linear pair theorem. So what is the first axiom? If we have a ray stands on a line, so then the sum of the two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degrees. So they are telling you that if there is a ray that is standing on a line, so this is a ray and it's standing on a straight line. Okay. So the adjacent angles that are formed, their sum is equal to 180 degrees. This is axiom number one. So this is also depicting linear pair theorem. Now the second axiom was that whenever the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degree, then the non-common arms of the angle forms a line. Now what does it say? That let's suppose there are two adjacent angles whose sum is 180 degree. So we know there will be a situation like this only. So one is this, one is this. So this is two rays. So they are saying the non-common arms of the angles. So see, there is one common arm of the angle. What is the common arm of the angle? This one. This is the common arm. Now this is common for both the angles. For angle number one, also for angle number two also. This red colored arm is common for both. But if you look at the blue colored arm, so it is different for both of them. Right? It is different for both the angles. So they are telling you that if you have two angles, two adjacent angles, and the sum is 180, so the non-common arms is a straight line. So this is nothing but another way of stating the linear pair theorem. Right? It is the converse theorem. Now, children, why does all of these things become important and why am I revising continuously? Is see, now children, they might give you this statement in exam and you might get confused at what is this written now. I don't know, this is linear pair theorem or what. So it's very important that whatever is there in your textbook, every axiom, every theorem, you have it in your mind. Okay, everything is there. It can be written in certain number of ways and we know, okay, fine, this is this linear pair axiom. So if anything similar to this pops up in your exam, you can quickly draw the figure, solve it accordingly. And even if it comes in 1 markers like MCQ or any objective type questions, right? Then we studied theorem also. Now this theorem was that if you have two lines that are intersecting each other, then the vertically opposite angles are equal. And you also have to prove this thing. So how will you prove now this theorem? You will prove it with the help of linear pair theorem, right? And how do we do that? You will take this line, and now you will say that this angle and this angle is equal to 180. This angle plus this angle is 180. Then you will take this line. You will say this angle and this angle is also 180. You will form two equations. Both the equations you will equate. You will cancel out the common this angle. You will cancel out, and you will have this angle number 1 is equal to 1. I hope you remember all of these things, children.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers? Yeah, then we practiced various questions now in the last class. Questions, I'm not going to revise all of them, but if you have any doubts in the questions, then we can have a discussion. Does anybody have any doubts in the questions? Just quickly review the first exercise and tell me. Yes, children. Anybody got any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, then I will discuss the homework. But children, nobody of you has submitted any homework for lines and angles. I was just checking the homework. Yeah, children. Why haven't you all submitted? We've had 3 homeworks till now. 2 homeworks.
Ma'am, I have submitted one homework. I have to submit the last Thursday's one.
Did I check your homework, Mema? I do not see your homework. Or I think maybe I checked. Please just review and tell me, did I check your homework?
Okay, one.
Bidel and Hafsa, you're not submitting homeworks only. I'm not receiving assignments from you. Bidel, I'm receiving assignments, but they're not regular. You have to be regular when you're uploading, right? After every class, you have to upload your assignments.
Okay.
Okay, make sure that you're uploading.
You haven't checked the assignments.
Remember, I have received only coordinate geometry assignment.
Yeah, I have submitted for the basic of lines and angles.
On which date did you submit?
24th.
Okay, I have it. I have it.
Okay.
So this homework now, we already discussed all the questions given in this homework. Now children,
Yes.
please possibly do your next homework also. It also has similar questions from first exercise only, but it has one question I get from complementary and supplementary. So make sure you're doing that, because then once you're done, then only I'll discuss it in the class, because there's no point of discussing when you've not tried only. So all of you will complete it, and then we'll have a discussion in the next class. Now we can children, mute yourself. Now we can move to the next thing, which is lines parallel to the same line. Now we come to the actual main topic of lines and angles, that is various different kinds of angles that we can have. Okay, till now it was all basic concepts, linear, pair and all. See now children, what happens is, whenever you have a line that is parallel to another line, see you have this line and I say this is L. Then I have another line, let's call this M, and then you have a line that's N. Right? These are 3 lines. And now I say that L is parallel to M. I say L is parallel to M. And I also say that M is parallel to N. So first of all, you should know that one thing equal to the other thing and the same thing equal to the third thing. So all of them are equal. In fact, this thing is true for parallel things also. Like one thing is parallel to another thing, and similarly the same thing is parallel to the third thing. So all of them are parallel. So L is parallel to M, M is parallel to N. So we know, okay, all of them are parallel. right? This is parallel side, not M. So we know all of these three are parallel lines. Now what happens, children? If you have a line that is cutting a parallel line, more than one parallel line, then that's called a transversal. So over here, T line is called a transversal. That's a transversal. Right? Why? Because it is cutting two or more than two parallel lines at the same time. So that's called a transversal. We have Abdullah. Abdullah, put on your camera. And why have you joined late, Abdullah?
Sorry, ma'am.
Next we have is children. Now see, on a parallel line, the angles that you have such that, see, you have this angle number 1, then you have angle number 2, then you have angle number 3. So these angles are called corresponding angles. Okay, they are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles have a property of being equal to one another. If I say this is 70 degree, so this is also 70 degree, and this is also 70 degree only. All of them are corresponding angles. Now similarly, children, not just this red colored angle. Corresponding angles can even be, if I have this angle, and this angle. So these three are also corresponding, right? Now, in fact, if I have on the other side, on the left hand side, if I have this angle, these three are corresponding. Similarly, if I have this angle, and this angle, these three are also. So if I name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So how many pair of corresponding angles do I have?
6 pairs.
Where?
Okay, not pairs, triplets, because we have 3. Now tell me how many triplets? Not 6.
3.
Not 3. Look carefully. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 3, one triplet. They are all corresponding. 4, 5, and 6, another triplet. 7, 8, and 9, another third one. And then you have 10, 11, and 12 also. Right?
Yes.
So all of these are corresponding angles. Now, you may not say that angle one, that all of them are equal to one another. No, I'm not saying that. That is a different thing. I'm saying 1, 2, and 3 are equal. 4, 5, and 6 are equal. They can have different measures. Like if this is 70 degrees, so this will be 110 degree. So this is also 70. This is also 110. This is also 70. This is also 110. Like this, I'm saying. Okay. So then they have a different theorem says that lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. I just discussed this with you. The lines that are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. Right. Then we have is example number 4. Now what does this example tells you? That PQ line is parallel to RS line. So you are saying PQ is parallel to RS and RS an angle MXQ. So MXQ, this angle they're talking about is 135 degree and MYR. So this angle is 45 degree. Find angle XMY. So which angle are they telling us to find? XM. Y is not there. Oh, XMY, this angle. This whole angle they are telling us to find. Right? So children, now how can we find this angle? Now, first of all, what I will do is, I will take any one of the line and I'll draw a parallel line to that. So let's say I am taking PQ line and I will draw line AB and I will say construct. What is my construction? Now, so children, see, before construction also, how are we supposed to solve the questions of geometry? It's not that we just randomly start solving. No, your marks will be deducted. First of all, you have to clearly mention several
Good
points.
evening, ma'am.
Point number 1 is, good evening, Amar. You are supposed to join on time, right?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, today I have a test at 7 p.m. So the timings was not like adjusted. That's why today I
Okay.
have two tests
No
of
problem.
maths and physics. Sorry,
Yeah,
ma'am,
now
for coming
focus
late.
on the screen, Amar. I'm teaching you a question. I've just started, okay? The question I'm explaining. And the first point, children, that you'll write is whatever is given in the question. Now, so first point you'll write is what is given. So the first point that is given is PQ parallel to R. Next point that is given is MXQ is equal to 135. Next, what's given is angle MYR is equal to 40 degree. So this is given in the question. Now what you'll do is next point. Do you have anything to prove? No, here we don't have anything to prove, but we have to find something. So you will not write anything to prove. That point you can skip. Now, to find the particular angle, are you doing any construction? Yes, we are doing a construction. So you'll write construction. And then you'll write AMB parallel to, or just write AB, draw line AB parallel to any of the above you can write. Let's say PQ. Okay, this is the construction. Now you start solving your answer. So now my answer includes that since AB parallel to PQ and PQ parallel to RS, thus PQ parallel to AB parallel to RS. This is the first point that we have now. All of these three are parallel to one another. Now next children, I had to find whole of this angle. So first of all, what I can do is, now tell me one thing, that this angle, I know they've not taught you alternate angles and they've given you a question. Okay, no problem. Look here. Now children, before this, please look at what are the further different kinds of angles that we can have. See, if you have parallel lines, so the angles that are formed on the Z, like this angle, and this angle, this line, and this line. So you have a Z, this is a Z. So the angles that are formed in the vertex of a Z, like this angle and this angle, they are called alternate interior angles, right? And the alternate interior angles are equal to one another and they're always formed on parallel lines. You can't say that you have this line and this is a transfer and this is a alternate interior. No, that's wrong. Alternate interior are only formed on parallel lines. So L was parallel to M. That is why you have this particular angle 3 is equal to 2 because they are alternate interior. Now next thing that we can have is what are alternate exterior. If you talk about this angle and this angle, now they will also be equal. The blue colored part, why? Because they are alternate exterior angles. You form a Z and instead of forming the angle on the interior, you form the angle on the exterior part. So that those are alternate exterior angles. They are also equal. Now next thing that you can have is if you have co-interior angles. Now what are co-interior angles? See, if you have this as a parallel line, this and this. They both are parallel. Now, if you look at one side of both of them, one side of the transverse, like this was the transverse. Let's just look at this part of the wave. So this angle and this angle, they are lying on the interior part of only one side of the transversal of the parallel lines. So they are called co-interior angles. Let's call this angle 4. So angle 4 and angle 2 are co-interior. What is the property of co-interior angles? That their sum is 180. They are same as linear pair. Like linear pair sum is 180, so co-interior sum is 180. Right? Alternate interior are equal to one another. Alternate exterior are equal to one another. Vertically opposite are equal. Vertically opposite can be angle 1 and this angle can be vertically opposite. This angle and this angle can be vertically opposite. This angle and this one and this one. This and this one and this one. So vertically opposite angles we studied already. They are equal. Co-interior sum is 180 or linear pair sum is 180. So these are basic angles that you must know. Then as we keep on doing the questions, you'll learn more. So now this question, how we can do is children. First of all, you have this angle and you have this angle. Now what kind of angles are these? Look very carefully and tell me. The red color. Tell me children.
And alternating interior angle.
They are not alternate interior. Alternate interior. Yeah, they are co-interior. They are co-interior. And why are they not alternate interior? Children, look carefully. 135 and this angle is alternate interior. Alternate angles, whenever you will say, you will look at alternate sides. That is the meaning of alternate. They are not on the alternate side. Angles on the same side are co-interior. Angles on the opposite sides are alternating. Right? You can look at the term and tell me the answer. Co is on the same side, alternate on the other. So now we know that the sum will be 180. We know the sum will be 180. So what we will write is, now we will write our solution in a way: angle QXM plus angle XMV is equals to 180 degree. And what is the reason? The reason you'll write down in the bracket: they are co-interior angles. So this is 135 degree plus is 180. You write the whole thing. So angle XMB is 45 degree. I just subtracted, so I got 45 degree. So this is another part that I got. So you just write down, this is 45. Okay, but now we have to find this whole angle, right? Now children, look at this angle and look at this one. What kind of angles are they now?
Alternate interior.
Is Umema right?
Alternative.
Everybody is saying alternate interior?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are alternate interior, but the children, the point is, I have the Umema and Videl that are answering in the class. Am I teaching to just them? Do I have only 2 children in the class that I'm teaching and only they are responding? Others are just quietly sitting. When I'm with them, they are just silent.
I can't exactly hear you properly because there's like a lot of noise going on here.
And what about Abdullah and Ammar? Ammar, your camera is off first of all. Ammar, put on your camera. Yeah. Ammar, now it is a prerequisite, right, that you join the class and you put on your camera. So children, you sit in the class with your camera on and be attentive, right? And you have to answer me all of them. If you don't feel like speaking, if you are shy to speak, you can at least type in the chat box so that I know, okay, these children are at least trying, they know the answers. You can type in the chat box quickly if you don't want to speak. But children, make sure that you are replying to all of it. So this is also alternate interior. So this is also 40 degrees. So I'll write angle BMY. Angle BMY is equal to angle MYR is equals to 40 degree. And the reason you write down alternate interior angles. And then you write down angle XMY, thus angle XMY is equals to 45 degree plus 40 degree is equals to 95 degree. Right? So this whole angle is 95 degree. 85, I'm sorry. That's 45 not 55, so you write down 85 degrees. Right?
Yes.
Quickly copy the solution, everybody.
Okay, ma'am.
Done.
Yeah, completed. Everybody has completed.
No, ma'am. Last line.
No, ma'am, relax.
Okay, no problem. Copy it. पता ही वैसे भी
Wait a minute. Just Q into.
yeah, everybody completed.
Yes.
Others, quickly respond.
Mom, I took a screenshot
Last
of
one.
it. I don't have a paper either.
Okay, Afsa, fine. Okay, now children, we will move ahead. This question I'll explain in a while. You will do this question so that I know whether you understood the concepts or not. Ratio I taught you in last class. For ratio, you will convert it into integers by multiplying into x and then solve accordingly. So do the first question, everybody.
Ma'am, I did the question.
Abdullah has completed and others.
Yeah, ma'am. Wait a second.
1 more minute, children, and we'll discuss.
Done.
Okay, let's discuss something. Does anybody wants to tell me the solution? Abdullah, you?
Ma'am, I couldn't find the value for x.
You didn't find the value of?
X, I couldn't find it.
Speak a little loudly, Abdullah.
Ma'am, I couldn't find the value for x.
You couldn't find the value of x. Okay, no problem. Y and z, tell me, how did you do?
Huh?
Y
I
and
took x plus y plus z is equal to 180. So y is
wait,
should
Abdullah, wait. Y is x plus y plus z 180.
yeah, is no I did x plus y plus z is equal to 180 degrees.
No, but y x plus y plus z is 180.
Yes.
Y the sum is 180. Yeah? Tell me the reason, Abdullah.
Ma'am, because they're like they're like uh, they're they're like
See, no, but I have only x plus y on one side. Z is not related to that. Right? If Z is on the other side. So this sum cannot be 180. So you have to remove Z first of all from here. So no, this is wrong. X plus y is 180. That part is correct. Then yeah. Hafsa, you will tell me. Yeah, Hafsa.
Ma'am,
So just 1 minute. Okay, yeah. I was asking Hafsa. Hafsa, tell me the solution.
Ma'am,
Ammar, you. Put on your mic and speak.
Yes, ma'am. I was thinking a solution. But actually, I don't know the correct answer. I was waiting for you. I tried the answer.
Okay, one by one, whomever I will ask, they'll answer me. What kind of angles are x and y? Ammar. X and y are what kind of angles?
What are the angles of x and y?
Yeah, what kind of angles are x and y? I told you there are different kinds of angles. I have alternate interior, I have co-interior, I have
Ma'am,
vertically opposite. What kind of angles are x and y?
interior angles.
Very good, co-interior. So, Amar, what is the property of co-interior angles?
The property of a co-interior angle is x plus y equals to 180.
Okay, x plus y is 180. Fine. So, I have this one equation with me. X plus y is 180.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Abdullah, you tell me that I now have to find the value of x, y, and z. Okay, now I know y is equal to 3x and z is equal to 7x. Now I have to establish a relationship between y, z, and x. Somehow I have to establish a relationship. So tell me one thing.
Ma'am, can I
If
say interior
yes,
angles property?
what kind of angles? No, y and z are not related. They are not
Ma'am,
related.
I think y and z are interior angles, no?
No, they are not forming on a z. Do you think they are forming on a z? Y is above z. It should have been here. So I know z and this angle is equal. And do we also have that this angle is equal to x? Children, do we have this
Yes,
angle
ma'am.
is equal to x? Why?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why, Umema?
Because they are alternate.
Yeah, they are alternate interior angle. And then I had this, that x plus y is 180. And so now what can I do further? Anybody wants to tell now? What can I do further?
Ma'am,
Umema,
you
what did you do after
repeat
this?
the question?
Am I audible, children?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm asking. Yeah, Umema, now you tell me, what did you do after this?
Ma'am, I don't know. I did not do that step.
Okay. See, children, I have this is x, this is y. I have one equation, x plus y is 180. Okay, now we already have a variable x with us. So y, let's take y is equal to 3a and 7 is equal and z is equals to 7, right? So now I have x and z are equal to 7a, right? And x plus y is 180. So x is 7a, y is 3a is equals to 180 degree. So 10a is equals to 180 degree. So a is equals to 18 degree, right? So y is 3a, that becomes 3 into 18. Z is 7a, that becomes 7 into 18. And then x was equal to z, that's 7a. So again it becomes 7 into 18. Look carefully, children. Look at the way that we are approaching the question. See, now I'll teach you how. See, now in geometry, we can have various complex types of questions, and it becomes now very difficult. What do I have to do? Because there is no fixed process of doing a step of question. So, children, the way that you will approach your question is, see, in this question, I had two known things, right? I had this x with me, I had this z with me. And now, in these two known things, I know there is no relation, right? They are not related to each other. Then I have one more value with me, that is x. So I will try to first of all establish a relationship in between any of the angles that I can. So once I have established a relationship, then again I will try to establish a relationship with the third angle. So always, children, you have to try to relate the angles to one another. In this whole lesson, your way of approaching the question will be this: try to relate the angles to one another. Okay, how is this related to this? How can I relate it further to this? Like I knew I cannot relate x to z directly, but I knew that x is equal to this angle, and this angle I can relate to. So, children, in all the questions you will do like this, right? So this is a simple basic question. It's okay. Just copy this quickly and solve it properly, not like this the way I have done. You solve it step by step. X plus y, what kind of angles are they? Why are they equal? Why there is the sum 180? Write the reasons in bracket the way I've taught you.
Ma'am, can you explain why 7a plus 3a equals 180 degree?
Why is 7a plus
3a equals 180 degree.
see, I have x plus y is 180. You understood why?
Yes.
No. X plus y is 180 because x and y are co-interior angles. That is why. Okay. Then x, the value of x is 7a. Why is that 7a? Because x is equals to z. So the value of x is 7a. And the value of y is 3a because that's already, see, this part is given. So x plus y is 180. So from this part, I have derived 7a plus 3a is 180. Because x is equals to z, that's equal to 7.
Okay.
Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Completed. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Others?
Yes.
Everybody has completed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay, let's move to this question now. It says that if AB is parallel to CD, so you have AB line that's parallel to CD line and angle GED. So angle GED. So children, this whole angle they are saying is 126. Find angle AGE. So they are telling you to find AGE, that's this angle. GEF. So GEF is this angle. And FGE. So FGE is this angle. Right, children? The blue colored part they have given, the pink colored part you have to find. So what you will do is look very carefully. I'll explain you once, then I'll give you time to do. You have the whole angle as 126. And children, it's clearly given to you that FE is perpendicular to CD. It's given to you that this line is perpendicular to this line. So that means this angle is 90 degree.
Yes, ma'am.
So if the whole angle is 126, half part is 90. So how I can easily calculate this as 126 minus 90. Right? I can do it this way. So I have one of the angle. Okay, now what can I do further is, children, I know that so now I have this angle and this angle was 126. Children, can you see that you have a Z? You have a Z over here. So this angle should be equal to this angle because it's given to you. They are parallel lines. So parallel lines
Yes, ma'am.
transfers opposite sides. They are what kind of angles?
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior angles. So you have alternate interior angles. So angle AGE is also supposed to be 126 degree. Now, how will you find this G angle, angle FGE? See, there are two ways you can do this. One of the ways you can directly apply linear pair and this angle plus this angle will be 180 degrees. So you'll do 180 minus 126 degrees. You will get approx 54 degrees. Right? You can do it. Another way of doing this question, that's a long method, but still you should know. See now, children, whenever you are stuck, let's suppose that they were not asking you about this one. So you might have gotten confused now how to approach this. So children, I have this triangle also. And do you all know what is the angle sum property of a triangle? What is the angle sum property of a triangle?
X plus Y plus Z equals to 180.
What is x, y, and z?
G, E, and F.
Okay, that's correct. That means the three angles are equal to 180. The sum of the all angles of a triangle is equal to 180. That's the
Yes.
angle sum property of a triangle. Remember this. Angle sum property of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Sum of all angles of quadrilateral is 360 degrees. For a triangle, it's 180 degrees. Remember this thing. Now, children, I know this angle is 90 degrees. This angle was how much? 126 minus 90 you are doing.
120.
36 degree. This angle we don't know. And children, can I say that this angle is also 90 degree? Why? Because you see there is a z over here also. There is a z.
Yes, ma'am.
And even without z, you know now if it's a straight line, it's a perpendicular to the lower line. It's perpendicular to the upper line also. Right? If they are parallel. So can I apply the angle sum property to this triangle now? 90 plus 36 plus, let's call this x, should be equal to 180 degree. And this is also a way that I can approach this question. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So children, I've told you all the steps, all the ways of doing this question, but I want you to do it now. And how will you do it? You will write accordingly all the steps. You'll write what is given. So write given is AB parallel to CD, EF perpendicular to CD, angle GED is this much. This part you will write as given. Then you'll start solving the question and one by one you will solve. Mention all the steps properly, very clearly and neatly. Right?
Okay.
Quickly do it.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can I leave the class? Because I have a test on 7 p.m. Maths, linear equation to variables.
Fine, you can. Children, have you all completed?
Okay, ma'am, bye.
Yeah. Bye, Mar. Has everybody completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Videl?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. I got the.
Okay, so children, now the way that I explained you, in a similar way, you all have to now send me the photographs of this question number 1 and question number 2. Okay, so that I know that in what way are you attempting the questions? Are you writing given and all and everything that I'm teaching you or not? So you will send me the photographs of question 1 and question 2. And from 3, 4, and 5, now these questions will be doing ahead in the next class, right?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. So children, for today, we'll just keep it up till here only. All can go for now. We'll continue in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, children. Bye. Yeah, Umair, do you hear me? Umair, are you there?